Alright, so thank you, Kenna. So get ready, okay? You got 6 more minutes left until we talk about this subject right here, okay? 6 more minutes. And look, I'm not even prepared. You know what I mean? You heard me? I'm not even prepared. There we go. And they're gonna see me walk into my living room just like this. I want to make sure I cover everything that you want to talk about too as well. All right? Okay, let me see. We got all right, 3 minutes and 34 seconds left to countdown, and then it's showtime. I'm using a different mic this time, so hopefully this mic sounds okay. Hopefully it picks up everything that I'm saying right now. Three minutes into showtime. We meant to record this last month, but unfortunately, I dropped the ball. Two minutes left. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 1 minute to go. 1 minute left until showtime. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. What's going on, Tamala? How are you doing, Miss Lady? I'm glad it sounds pretty clear because I'm using a different mic. And I'm in a different location, so thank you for confirming that. And since this is 2001, I think I'm going to start this show off a little bit differently. "21 seconds left to showtime, Kenna. 21 seconds left to showtime." Yes. All right. Thank you for tuning in to Mr. He Got Gamer Friends podcast. I dropped the ball on the show last week, especially because of the World Series. So first thing I'm going to say is congratulations to the Braves. Atlanta Braves won the World Series. But I'm still a Brewer fan. Okay, but congratulations to the Braves. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Today we got our special guest, Kenna. Kenna, let me add you in on this picture right here. How are you doing, Miss Lady? Straight out of California. Hold on. I can't hear you. Hold on. I was able to hear you before. Oh, shucks. Hold on 1 second. Say something. Kenna, hold on. We got something. Did you mute your mic? Are you muted? Okay, hold on. For some odd reason, you're muted, and I can't believe we're going through this. I want you to chime back in. Dial back in for me 1 second, okay? Dial back in. But in the meantime, technical difficulties. I don't know what's transpiring, but again, I want to thank you for tuning in. If you want to participate in the show, I want you to inbox me, call me if you have my number, reach out to me somehow. Let's see if we can get her back online and get her back in the picture real quick. Are you ready? Okay, hold on. I got you as you should be vocal right now. Trying to make sure what's going on. I cannot have a show with technical difficulties. Hold on 1 second, okay? I heard you loud and clear before, but I don't know what transpired this time to mute you out. Oh my God. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Kenna. I don't know why it's got you muted out for some reason. There you go. There you go. I hear you now.
Yay!
Hey, I don't know what happened, but thank you. But thank you for tuning in to the show. All the way from Cali. What time is it in Cali?
It is 1:03.
1:03, 1 in the afternoon. Lucky you. So, you're a breast cancer survivor, am I correct?
I am. Triple negative.
Triple negative. What does that mean? Define that, because I don't even know what triple negative is.
Oh, gosh. Let's see. So, the majority of people, when they are diagnosed with breast cancer, it is progesterone, estrogen, or a third type. The type of, there's only 3 that are named, and the type of breast cancer I had is negative triple. So what that means is I did not have any of the typical forms of breast cancer. The form of breast cancer I had strikes mainly Latino and African American sisters.
Wow. Now you taught me something new. So people of color in so many words, right?
Yes. And unfortunately, those same people
Yes.
are people either don't have good health insurance or have no health insurance.
Now, why do you say that?
Well, because African American women die at a larger rate than other women due to the fact that normally when they are diagnosed with cancer,
Yes.
they have no health insurance at the time, or they have poor health insurance at the time.
Uh,
And I will use my own story. I had just returned to California from Atlanta.
okay.
I'm a California native, and as
Okay.
you know, I I went to Atlanta to do grad work at Clark Atlanta University. Yay, Clark! So anyway, so my mom, after I got my degree, I wanted to stay in Atlanta. I love Atlanta. But my mother kept saying, "You need to come home, you need to come home." And I wasn't really sure why, but I did. I came back to California, kind of
Okay.
dragging my feet. So after I got here, of course, I had left Georgia where I was in grad school and I came here. So I didn't have any health coverage.
Okay.
I didn't have any health insurance. Um, so a lot of African American women and women of color fall into that catch all for some reason. They don't have insurance, or they have county insurance, which is
Yes.
really poor insurance. So that's one of the things that having breast cancer makes you very aware of, the inequalities in the healthcare system.
Okay. Okay. Now, when
If
were
I
you?
stayed in Atlanta, I would have died.
Okay. Now we're gonna get to that part. Now, if we're gonna get to that part definitely. Now, when were you diagnosed with cancer? Let me ask you that question.
December 9th, 2014.
December 9th, 2014. Okay. And were you in Georgia?
No, I was in California.
Okay, it's in California. Okay. What was your first reaction? Let me ask you that.
I knew I had cancer.
Oh. Now, that's interesting. How did you know you had cancer?
The third week in October, I worked out with my trainer. I ran the lake in Oakland at Lake Merritt. I did stadium stairs and I went home. As I was taking off my sports bra, there was a, a stone in my sports bra.
No,
That
what? No,
was
no, no, no,
the
no.
third
What do you
week in
mean a stone?
October.
A stone? It wasn't a rock stone from outside or gravel or anything like that. What type of stone do you mean? Just
That's what it felt like in my
that's what it felt
breast.
like. Okay, okay, okay,
It felt like a stone.
okay. And what was your first steps?
And I actually called both of my parents requesting to know why they didn't tell me that we had breast cancer in our family.
And what was your response to that?
They were like, "What are you talking about?" Both of them.
Okay, okay. And after you were diagnosed with breast cancer, what was your procedure? What did you? What type of treatment did you seek?
Thank goodness for Obamacare. Yeah, it was Obamacare. They sent me to Stanford. I had the best medical care available. The doctor, great doctor, Dr. Telly,
Mm-hmm.
she sat down with me, and I did not want to do the traditional course of treatment for triple negative breast cancer.
And what course is that? What course was that?
At the time, the course was 7 rounds of chemo,
Mm-hmm.
followed by radiation,
Okay.
and they recommended a double mastectomy for me.
Wow. Wow. So what
Um,
course? What course did you take instead? I mean, did the doctor give you an option, or you did research on your own to find an alternative route?
I did research on my own,
Okay.
and, and thankfully, I was in the Bay Area. There were all kind of healers from. There was a Native American man who stood over me and gave the blessing. He did the native healing with his voice. Beautiful. There were just so many healers in the Bay Area. So I kind of chose my own course of treatment, what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Telly looked at it and she was on board. Um, I ended up doing 1 round of chemo. I
Okay.
had a, I had a lumpectomy, and I did no radiation. Um, at that point, I went and sat on the beach in Jamaica.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. So after you did the first round of chemo, the doctor asked you for. I'm sure the doctor asked you if you wanted to do the second round, and you also whether or not you wanted to do radiation. Well, am I correct?
Yes, she did.
And what was your response, and how did she react?
My response was no, thank you. And her response is, well, why? And what do you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so, just from my own research, from speaking to other breast cancer survivors, and that was really it, speaking to other breast cancer survivors, speaking to people who were in the middle of their fifth or sixth round of chemo, just doing a lot of research and talking to people, I decided that that wasn't the way for me to go. Um, I know a couple people at the very same time that I was diagnosed with cancer. One, he lived there in Atlanta. Um, they sent him to Grady. He left Grady in a body bag. I know another young lady, and I met her after I was already on my cancer journey. She decided to go all juicing, and she passed. Both of those people passed. Um, I chose to change my diet. So for quite a while, I was vegetarian and vegan, a combination of the two, for about 5 years, vegetarian, vegan. And it was during that time that I was looking for healing modalities for myself that I came into contact with Queen Afua. Um,
Now, who was that? Who was Queen? I mean, how did you find her, and who was that particular person? Is she a survivor?
Woo! No,
Okay,
she's not.
okay.
This book is by Queen
Holistic.
Afua. Yes, it's holistic healing,
Okay,
and,
okay, okay.
and it's strategically from an African viewpoint. Um, as I said, I was living in the Bay Area when I was diagnosed. There were a lot of different type of healings, and I did several of them. Um, let's see. There was I am certified for sound healing. I use tuning forks. I use bowls, and that is another form of music. Your body is mostly water. So
Mm-hmm.
using tuning forks and music on your body returns your body to its natural state, returns the fluid to its natural state. So that was one of the things I did. And I was coming from a retreat and I felt really blessed to have been there. And I said, there weren't any people who looked like me there. There must be some healing modalities.
And where was this retreat at? In Jamaica?
Oh, no, that was in the Bay Area.
Okay, in the Bay Area. In the Bay Area. Now, you said you decided to decline radiation, chemo, and just carry yourself to the beach. At that particular point, did you just give up, or did you say, "I'm just going to take another route"?
A little bit of both. My first inclination was,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm not going to die sitting in Stanford Hospital. And at the time, I had a child who was a freshman in college. My youngest child was a freshman in college. So sitting in a hospital room to die at Stanford did not seem pleasing to me. So I decided if I'm going to die, I'm going to die on the beach in Jamaica. And I made that decision at a silent retreat at Spirit Rock in the Bay Area. Spirit Rock is a Buddhist retreat center. So I made that decision there. And as I was dealing with that, as I was going across that in my mind, leaving this retreat where there were no African Americans, I started looking for a retreat put on by African Americans. And what I found was Unc Akua. He is based here in the United States, and
Mm-hmm.
he certifies people in Kemetic yoga. Kemetic yoga is African yoga.
Okay.
The landmass that we currently know as Egypt,
Okay.
it was called Kemet before Europeans took it over. Before it was taken over, it was called Kemet. So the oldest form of yoga that we know of is Kemetic yoga, and it's depicted in the hieroglyphs there in Egypt, Kemet.
So you went back to history then, in so many words, right?
Yes.
Now, so your journey, so you took this journey and you risked everything and not, because you said if you would have went to the hospital in America, if you would have stayed here, you would have died. So you started this journey in Jamaica, and tell me some of the steps that you graduated to from this particular journey. Some of the procedures and things that you endured, I guess, in so many words, that you think that caused you to survive breast cancer.
How I look at breast cancer, how I look at it is the gift of breast cancer. Um, and the reason I look at it like that is because it caused me to change things and change them for the better. Um, One of the things the doctor told me, I didn't have breast cancer in my family. They tested my mom, they tested my daughter. It's not a gene. The doctor suggested that maybe I was working too hard, too much stress. Well, I was a single mom with 3 kids, so yeah, stress was, kind of par for the course. Um, but so she said it was stress. So I decided at that point I would never go back to a 9 to 5 because nobody's going to work me to death, literally.
And we talked
Um,
about this yesterday. Hold on, I want to dig into this. We talked about this yesterday. I want to know, do you think the decision you made is the reason why you're still around, not going to the hospital? What, by going to these retreats in Jamaica, by you also in the retreats in Jamaica, you wasn't in the common areas, you were in rural areas, and you were with the Rastafarians. Am I correct?
that was separate from the retreat. I did that on my own. I did that before, and that wasn't a retreat. That was
Okay.
actually yoga. It was a 200-hour yoga certification.
Okay.
But I went beforehand. I went to Jamaica before that, so I did different things on my own, and then I stayed there afterwards, and I did different things on my own. And during that time, I was blessed and fortunate enough to meet elders and Rastafarians, um, who blessed me with many, many gifts.
And I think you go to Costa Rica? Am I correct or no?
I went to Costa Rica, but I went to Costa Rica before I had cancer.
Okay, so and what I'm trying to get to, and I can't remember, please forgive me. We talked about your journey to recovery, and I think you mentioned what was the most impactful thing that helped you during your journey to recovery. I guess is what I'm trying to dig out of you. That we talked about yesterday. I can't seem to remember.
No, I don't remember talking about that with you. There were several things, but
Yes.
mostly it was certain people.
Okay. Okay. Let's hear about the people. Let's hear about the people.
Well, when they tell you that you need to do chemo, the type of chemo I had, the first time I went, they led me into a room of other people who were having chemo. It was a room of people sitting in a big recliner attached to a whole bunch of different devices. And I told them I couldn't do that. So I never did my chemotherapy like that. I had a private room and I did my chemotherapy in there. And one of the reasons was it was difficult for me and it was hard for me to come to grips with the fact that I was going to live and probably 50% of the people that I was sitting in the room with were going to die. And how I ended up dealing with that is I started speaking at breast cancer awareness events. And so that's how I dealt with it for me personally. And actually, the first few clients that I had as a holistic wellness coach were people who were recovering from some type of cancer. And so meeting those people, hearing their stories, and just not having to, but being allowed to hold space for those women. And
Do you,
all of them weren't women. There were a couple of men who had different types of cancer.
so let me ask you this: do you really, do you not really think, but do you think the diet, your change in diet, had a great impact?
Yes. Um, Processed sugar, high fructose corn syrup, those are things that are killing people. McDonald's, and I guess I'm not supposed to just say the name of a corporation, huh? But yeah, so if you're having McDonald's for breakfast, Taco Bell for lunch, and Round Table for dinner, you're killing yourself. You're putting poison in your body every day.
What was your foundation? What was your foundational food that you went to, that you decided that you wanted to eat, that was healthy for you, that was going to sustain you?
I didn't have a foundational food. And that's what made me look at Queen Afua because I needed things to eat that were good. In Oakland, it's a lot easier to get healthy, good food. When I'm in Sacramento, which is where I'm from, it's difficult to get quick food. There's a lot of fast food chains here. So one of the things that I went looking for, and that's where Queen Afua came into place, was teaching me about things I could put in my body, like wheatgrass, things I could put in my body, um, and still eat with my family.
And wheatgrass. What's the benefits of wheatgrass?
Oh, there's so many benefits of wheatgrass. One of the things, never have wheatgrass on an empty stomach. That was one of my first mistakes. I just thought I was going to shoot the wheatgrass.
Are you talking about the juice? The juice in the wheatgrass, right?
Yeah, this is the
Yeah.
juice grass.
Correct. Is that on a daily basis?
Yes.
Okay.
And when I first started, I was doing it 3 times a day. When I
Okay.
was when I was first diagnosed, I was juicing wheatgrass 3 times a day.
How many times are you doing it now?
I haven't done it since a little before pandemic, about a year before pandemic. I haven't been on the wheatgrass. I've been doing herbs and oils, which I really enjoy.
Now, you juiced the wheatgrass yourself, or did you purchase the wheatgrass juiced? Did you buy you a juicer and purchase the wheatgrass, or how did you take it?
At first, I bought a juicer and juiced the wheatgrass. Quite time consuming. Um,
And you know it can taste a little grassy at times. I remember I used to do the
oh,
same thing. Yes.
it's always going to taste grassy. It doesn't matter if
Yes.
you go to somewhere where they juice it or if you
Mhm.
juice it at home. It's gonna taste grassy. You need a shot of orange juice or grapefruit juice, right after,
Mhm.
like a chaser.
Correct, to keep it down. To keep it down. So okay. So now you went from juicing the wheatgrass to any particular place where you went to go buy it.
No. What is that? Jamba Juice has it though. Jamba Juice is nationwide. You can get it there.
Okay. And additional to wheatgrass, what other items would you recommend? Let me ask you that.
Cutting out meat,
Cutting out meat, chicken,
all meat,
fish,
all
fish.
dead flesh, dead flesh.
So to this day, you don't eat any flesh.
I didn't say that.
Okay, but go ahead. Okay, what meats? Why do you say cut out all meat?
When you're cleansing and cleaning your body, you don't want to put dead things in your body. You want to put food that's alive in your body. Processed food, cut out processed food. Um, and these are things that I help my clients do. Come to me and they have a variety of lifestyles that they want to accomplish, whether it be a raw lifestyle, whether it be vegan, vegetarian, whether it be a clean living lifestyle.
Okay.
So we figure out what they want to do with their lifestyle, and then we go through the steps to get them there. And just doing the basics, if you just cut out fast food and sugar, you will be so far ahead of a lot of the people who live in the United States. We're
But
eating bad.
sugar can't be that bad for you. It's not regulated, so it can't be bad. I'm just talking. Just.
Do you want to have a history
No,
lesson about sugar farmers and slaves
no,
getting the
no.
sugar? And yeah, so number one, it's bad for you. Number two, they've kept they've kept the fact it's bad for you from you, and how sugar is harvested is bad for the planet, and it's bad for the people doing the harvesting.
Okay, so when did you find out you were cancer free? That's what I wanted to know. When did you find out? How much longer after you were diagnosed did you find out you were cancer free?
5 years,
5 years? Wow.
uh, December 2018.
Was it a routine checkup or?
No, they had me go. Well, and they tried to get me to go in like every 90 days to get checked.
Yes, to get some money, right?
Yeah, I didn't do that. That doesn't feel good to me. So I went in once a year. Every December, I went in, and they gave me the 5 year all clear. And then COVID broke out in March, like 3 months later.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm trying to keep you in the house. So, what would you recommend to anybody that's been recently diagnosed with cancer, or that may be diagnosed with cancer in the future?
A specialist. Seek out a specialist. Don't let them just send you to somebody who deals with cancer. Seek out a specialist. And if you don't want to go the traditional route, find one that will work with you.
And you mean traditional route, not the chemo, just something totally different, right?
That's what I mean by the traditional route. Chemo, radiation, surgery. That's the traditional route. If you choose not to do that, there are doctors who will work with you. Don't take a no from the first oncologist that you see. because they're doctors. Oncologists want to administer chemo, and surgeons want to cut.
Do you recommend getting a second diagnosis?
I recommend
A second opinion? Getting
I
3?
recommend getting 3.
How many did you get? Just 1 or 2 or 3?
Probably
Just 1?
5.
Okay, 5. No. That's okay. You wanted to be sure. You wanted to be sure. That's fine. That's fine. And so you recommend therapy, which is holistic therapy as well. Am I correct?
Yes. For me, they send you to group therapy when you have cancer. And for me, group therapy didn't work. Well, it's not that it didn't work. I only went a couple times. It wasn't for me. It was better for me to go to a silent retreat and work on myself. It's going to be different for everybody. What works for you? Nobody's going to have the same path. Some people need a lot of support, and a support system is good depending on the type of support that you need.
What about financially? Was it difficult financially, or if you had to do it all over again, is there anything you would recommend when it comes to finances? Any companies out there? Any foundations?
This is not that I want to endorse a certain company, but one of the things that I wish I would have done first, Aflac.
Aflac.
And it's just because I don't know another company that covers you when you're sick. I did not have Aflac.
So get Aflac beforehand, then, right? Is what you're saying. And yes, we're not endorsing Aflac now. If Aflac decides to send me a check, yes, I will endorse them. Okay. Okay.
I tried to get Aflac about 6 weeks after I had been diagnosed, and they were like, "Yeah, can't do that."
I got you. Is there anything else you want to let our viewers know before we end this segment?
Get yourself a good support group. And when I say a good support group, I mean people that are willing to laugh with you and cry with you. Not just people who want to bang you in the head with whatever their religion is or whatever their healing experience has been. Get a support group that is willing to support you in the way that you need. And be willing to say what you need.
All right, thank you. And before we go, what are some of the things you've done since you've been diagnosed free of cancer to further your future? Because you're not in corporate America anymore, am I correct?
Correct.
Okay.
So before pandemic, I was leading holistic retreats, appearing at wellness festivals, taking clients in person and online. And since the retreat, since a pandemic, I've been doing online, seeing clients online. Of course, for 2022, we're going to be doing retreats. And one of the things that I did that I really enjoyed during pandemic was I got certified as a wine educator. And in January, I'll be going to New York for 10 weeks to be certified as a sommelier. And I will be adding that to my retreats. So after a day of yoga, we're going to have some great wine tasting.
All right. If people want to get in contact with you, is there a way? Social media? What?
I have a social media page on Facebook. Since pandemic, I kind of shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
But you can definitely email me. My name, Kenna Tony @Yahoo.
You better spell your last name, because people are going to be like Tony, okay? Please, Kenna, spell it out for them.
KENNATONEY @Yahoo.
And you know what? We love the fact that you are cancer free. Like and subscribe, everybody. And it's nothing but a celebration. And thank you for coming on the show. I've known you for a long time. You've been a phenomenal lady. And hopefully we can do another show together, because I know you're going to be doing your retreat. So we're going to collaborate on that as well. And get people out, put people in a better situation. And look forward to talking to you again. All right? All right. Thank you so much.